People who force others into listening to the music by driving a car with windows wide opened and the volume 100% on. Why do you do that? My dad does this at 6 AM in residential areas with me in the car while dropping me off at my mom's house in said area. Send help. Is this some petty divorced parent move? Because it sure seems like it. While this can be annoying, I'm much more annoyed by people with Bluetooth speakers on their body blasting music in the break room, on the hiking trails, etc. Edit. I would like to thank all the inconsiderate people with Bluetooth speakers who have helped me in receiving my first ever Reddit gold. Oh yes, and also the kind stranger who gave me the gold. Thank you. Or just walking through a store. Why on earth do people do that? My old neighbor at the apartments I lived at used to just sit in his car outside the apartments and blare his music with heavy bay. My apartment windows would rattle and was hard to hear the TV. I friended him to the point when I had a girl come over and text him and he'd stop for the night. He would play his music like that until 10 PM, which is noise curfew around here. A lady across the street was a single mother studying to be a doctor and asked him multiple times to stop cause kids are trying to sleep or she was studying. He would just tell her to duck off and he'd stop at 10 PM. He's thankfully gone now. People steal radios for less in my town. Not as extreme, but sometimes the weather is nice outside and you want to feel real wind on your face. That also means said wind is going to be very loud while driving, so your music needs to be louder. When the car stops at an intersection it sounds like I'm a douchebag, but I was really doing my own thing. Note, I always sheepishly roll up my windows if it is too loud. If it is a little loud, I don't care enough to do that. Edit. Again, slower this time. I never play my music loud enough to bother anyone anyway, and I always turn up my windows if it is. I don't drive with the windows open on the highway. They also don't have intersections. Thought that'd be obvious. I really hope some of you all get a better life hobby than shitting on innocuous internet comments to feel better about yourself. Are you me? This sounds exactly like me. Lol, I like to listen to it loud with the windows down when driving, but the moment I get to a stoplight or something, I either turn it down or roll up the windows. I love driving with the windows down and vib into my music, but I don't really want to also irritate people. It's how I attract others of my kind, like a mating call. Other men in sucked up Cerberus? I like my music loud, but my ack is broken. Airflow gang. How else will people know about my mixtape? Probably because your car is on fire. For some people that's their only opportunity to get their yah-yahs out. I'm nearly 60 and I don't have a problem with this. If I catch the eye of somebody doing this, I'll bob my head like this is my jam. People like that, and they smile. If I hate the music, so what? They'll be gone in like 10 seconds. I like you. You are my dad now. I feel like this comment is directed at the window rattling subwoofer people. Those people are assholes. For me, I like the music just like enough that I can sing it and not drown out the music with my voice. Also, wind feels good. There are so many of these people in my little rural town. In fact, just yesterday my clock was rattling on the wall before I even registered the sound of the bay, and I thought we were having another earthquake. Because everyone should hear my Norwegian death metal at 8 AM. It gets them hype for the day. Edit, misspelled it. Silly. Everyone knows it's Norwegian black metal and Swedish death metal, for the most part. Because everyone should be listening to Dance Mix 95 too. I will never get mad at anyone for blasting rhythm as a dancer in public. There's not much that beats jamming out with the wind in your hair, honestly. It's not that I want them hearing my music, but jamming out on the highway with the windows open is just a good experience. Love the music, love the wind, my car smells weird. Early 2000s VW crayon smell. Because I don't use ack in my car, and I still like to jam out to my music. Whenever I have to slow down or come to a stop, I'll lower the volume to mitigate my obnoxiousness. It's the people going super slow I don't get. I live in a place with a bustling pedestrian friendly downtown, And on Friday/Saturday nights you have people driving 2 miles per hour through crowded streets blasting music super loud just going in circles. I feel like I'm the only one who likes these people. Obviously there's a time and a place for everything, and if you're one of these dudes who pulls into the parking lot at work blasting insane clown posse every day, then yeah, duck off. But if I hear a good song coming out of somebody's car, I'll look it up on Shazam. I've discovered a lot of good stuff that way. I agree. I like loud music in summer. Hearing it in houses as I par or parking cars. As you said, if it's constant it's no fun for anyone, but if it's just for a few seconds as I par, then cool, go for it. If my car is moving you'll only hear it for a couple of seconds. If I'm at a stoplight I lower it down to about 20% and raise it again when the lights go green. So sorry, I'm trying to be happy for a little bit. Yup, music on blast, singing along with my sunglasses on, just doing my thing. When I pull up to a red light I'll turn it down to a reasonable level, but still sing along/rap. But summer vibes can't be contained. I usually drive alone, so I turn on music on the loudest, so I can feel the beat and sing, read, scream like a cat during mating season, along without hearing myself. And fresh air feels good, believe it or not. I always turn it off when driving into a city. I can't see when music is on. I can't see when music is on. Lol, I always turn mine down when I don't know where I'm going. I do this just because I like the music. I feel like an unaware a-hole after reading some of these comments, to be honest. Rarely is the music I play the type that will give me the cool guy persona, so that isn't it. I mean, blasting Father John Misty is more likely to signal that I'm depressed than it is to get me laid. And windows down, because I've been cooped up in the office all day and it just feels great. Wait a minute. Am I under the impression no one wants to hear Cannibal Corpse blasting out of my car? Weird. I cool and blue. I like getting fresh air and hanging my hand out the window. It also helps me with road rage. Can't rage when I'm too busy vibing. Only way I can deal with idiots in cars is by vibing so much I don't even care when I see someone do something stupid behind the wheel. I want to listen to the music loud, and I open the windows if it's hot. I don't feel like trying to keep quiet is necessary while I'm on the road. I wouldn't play music out loud if I was inside somewhere or on public transit. Edit. I really don't care when I can hear other people's music. In fact, I usually think it's funny that they are listening to it so loud. I'm surprised anybody would care. I don't let insignificant things bother me. If I'm driving and I can hear the music from the next car over inside my car, okay, sure, whatever. If I'm inside my house and I can hear the music from the car stopped at the stop sign at the end of the block, no, please stop. Blasting music that loudly in a residential area is no different than doing it on public transit. How else am I gonna show off my obviously superior taste in music? I understand you. I have very little else going on in my life. This is the only way I can feel cool. I was writing a longer reply, but this sums it up for me actually. People who are so damn precious about every little thing others do. Why are you like that? Some people seem to think any inconvenience is happiness shattering. Duck you. I won't do what you tell me. Methodica. UHHHH. Funny enough, I always love my windows down, no matter how cold or hot it is outside, because I love the fresh air and breeze. As for the music, I just like to get lost and kinda go all out shout singing lyrics and really getting into my performance. Though I have taken into great consideration annoying others, and when I get to quieter residential areas, if it is an ungodly late/early time, or I pull up to a stop and am next to other cars, I always turn my music down to not annoy others around me. I feel it should be a happy medium of jamming out and doing your own thing, while also aiming for respecting others trying to do the same. Edit. I changed compared to while also aiming for, because that's what I meant and didn't want to confuse. The windows don't even have to be open. We've pulled up next to people at stoplights and they've had their music blaring so loud with their windows fully up that the bay makes our freaking minivan vibrate. It's always been people in small cars too. The reason it's always a bay is because of the way those sound waves work. A subwoofer can be literally anywhere in a room and do its job. The bay may not even be that loud inside the car. They are generally in the trunk. The fabric and foam of the seats absorbs more than the unpadded trunk lid. Honest answer? I don't give a duck if you have to hear my music for 20 seconds at a stoplight. People here are acting like this is comparable to you stabbing their grandma FFS. Because it's my car, and I'm allowed, and I'm usually only beside a person, stopped for a maximum of 5 minutes, and then I drive away, and they can't hear it anymore. Problem solved. Edit. Lol, really didn't think I'd get hate messages for this? Weird. I personally don't usually have my windows down anyways, so it doesn't matter anyway. I was just answering the question. I like most music, so I'm only posing another view. Do you disagree that it's only a maximum of 5 minutes, so you should be considerate of those around you who might want to listen to their own music or conversation instead of yours and turn it down for those few minutes? Because people like their music, you come across as a type who whines about people lighting fireworks on the 4th of July. I look forward to that topic in a week. But my dog has to hide under the bed twice a year for like 10 minutes because has a big wuss, and of course this equates to animal abuse, and therefore the entire city should cancel the fireworks. Never heard anyone say anything like that my entire 40+ years until about the last 12 months online. I love dogs, have always had dogs. Your ducking dog will get over it. He didn't go to ducking Afghanistan and get PTSD. We are stuck in traffic. You can't leave if you wanted to. Windows down. Volume maximum. YouTube. Rick Astley's never gonna give you up. My kids like doing this on the way to school in the mornings. I do it if I'm on a highway or an empty road, but usually with the window closed. Doing it in residential areas is a Rick move. My dad works 24-hour shifts as an EMT, and he'll play music for the people conscious in the ambulance if they're nice. He'll go down Nashville blaring Stayin' Alive, windows down, going very fast. Stayin' Alive from the ambulance. I love it. Someone has to educate these people in the virtues of satanic Swedish death metal. I only do this on highways and nowhere near residential areas, so I'm not a complete douche. Because I like driving with my windows down and the music loud. Honestly, this is me. I like the feeling of the windows down and volume up. It's freeing. I figure I only bother folks for a few seconds as I drive by. It gets old when your house next to a traffic light. Because I'm in my car listening to my music on a nice day and hearing my music for 30 seconds while we're waiting at a stoplight isn't going to ruin your day. Let people enjoy things. Because everyone must witness a masterpiece. That is the Doom 2016/Doom Eternal soundtrack by Mick Gordon and Chad Mosholder. Slayergate makes me forget about the speed limit. Because my taste in music is better than others, and I want to look cool while riding my Challenger. While browsing through the responses, I think AK repairs needs to be cheaper. Because the Lord of the Rings score is awesome. Everybody needs to listen to that. Deleted. I don't do it to be obnoxious. Sometimes I just want to rock on and have fun. Plus, I could probably put you on. Where's my dominance? It's not because we want other people to hear our music. I like driving with the heater on with the windows down. Plus it gives the car some room to breathe so you're not hearing your car rattle. It ain't broken if you can't hear it. Because good music is better loud. I thought everyone liked disco music. Also, never do this on residential streets, and B, always turn it down when in traffic or at lights. BQ's one time I pulled up to a turning lane absolutely jamming to some Alice in Chains, and this guy pulls up fully blasting the same Alice in Chains on the same station. So we jammed together, and I've never felt closer to someone, and I want that feeling again. I turn my music up, so I usually don't have to hear the person next to me listening to loud music. I'm partially deaf and it's hot. I'm one of these people, but never in a residential area. Look man, I'm stuck at home with the kids. Going for a solo grocery run or doc appointment is the only time I can listen to music I like, because swear words are not for little ears. I'm going to blare it for every moment I'm free, before returning to Frozen over and over again. Next week, we might shake it up a bit with Nana. Who knows? Because Baby Shark is a modern classic. My favorite, a guy riding down a very populated street near my parents' house on a motorcycle, stopped at a stoplight, was blaring Simon and Garfunkel's The Sound of Silence. Rule of thumb. Music full volume on the road. The second you get off the road, to enter any type of parking lot or driveway, music down. Nothing like jamming with the windows down. Gotta turn it down to see better while you're parking anyway. I know someone who does this, and I'll be honest, I think he thinks it makes him seem cool. My hubby thinks he's showing everyone he has good taste in music. I think he's actually showing he has no respect for others. We are vibing. Mind your business. You'll only hear when you're stopped. Even worse are the duckwits who listen to music loudly in stores while they walk around. I'm so impressed by your musical tastes, you absolute ducking hero. My car is very old and on its last leg. The AC is terrible, barely works and smells funny, hence the open windows. I like my music, but also need it turned up loud enough so I can pretend that horrible grinding sound doesn't exist. We just vibe in. To prove I'm superior against the path walking peasants. Just enjoying rocking out in a convertible. I have a polka music station saved on my Spotify and radio exclusively to return the favor to these kinds of people. You are my new favorite person. Yeah, let's really get this party started. I live in an apartment complex. One neighbor will sit in his car for hours, lights on, windows down, anywhere from 12 PM to 3 AM blasting music with no genre theme. One day my upstairs neighbor confronted him to turn it off on a Thursday night at 11 PM. Got into a yelling match for a good half hour. A pair be on her way out to get Taco Bell did her best to calm them out because the guy in the car started threatening violence. Eventually, the car guy pleaded, "Bro, I don't know what else to do. I'm 33, depressed, I got no one. I spent 6 years in prison. Music is all I have." After that they went inside and talked it out civilly. Dude no longer blasts his music. Got it all on video too in case they started swinging. What about the people who listen to music on their phones on speakerphone on public transit? I hate those people. Buy a pair of fucking earphones, you douche. Orming it's not super early or late. It'd say it's perfectly acceptable to jam out as loud as you want when the vehicle is in motion. Once you come to a stop sign or light, turn it down a little, and then once you're moving again, proceed with your car concert. I live in the north of England. I can only do this when it is warm and it is not raining. It's a rare treat to drive with my music up and my windows down. Duck you if you don't like Joni Mitchell. I'm waiting at the traffic lights singing with my sunglasses on. Nothing stopping other people from turning up their music to drown mine out at the intersection if it bothers them so much. Some people don't want to choose between annoyance and hearing damage. It's summer and I like to have windows down. Windows down makes things pause. Though I've at a stoplight and it's too loud, I will turn it down. We that listen to metal are somewhat of a dying breed. As said before, a mating call of sorts. Had an awesome conversation with someone in the car next to me once about different bands and learned my new favorite band. Also, had the privilege of watching a woman in her 60s head banging to Buy Of by System of a Down. Was kinda scary, reflecting on it. As someone who lives in a major city, I actually have yet to hear someone jamming out to metal with the windows down. Maybe it's just because metalhead are more considerate or something. Definitely my experiences from concerts. It's always really trashy rap. Bought a loud, high horsepower car with a loud stereo and use both to their full extent regularly. I've seen double gains on penis size. Deleted. It's a cry for attention mixed with a lack of respect for others. Edit. I don't do this. It's just what I am about the people who do. When I was a kid, my parents were annoyed when I heard loud prog metal at home. They ask me to please turn the volume down, which is no fun. Today my kids are annoyed when I hear loud prog metal at home. They ask me to please turn the volume down, which is no fun. So the car is the only place where I can hear loud music. I do turn it up on major roads or on the autobahn. Anyways, not in residential areas. And the windows are up, but that doesn't isolate sound very much in a convertible with the roof down. I like music loud and don't have fantastic hearing. I usually turn it down when I'm in residential areas, or if it's quite early or rather late. During the day and afternoon I don't expect things to be quiet. I'm also not someone with subwoofers and add-ons to my very basic Ford Escape. I'll usually shift the bass up when I'm on the highway. Makes driving more fun and helps me focus a bit better on my surroundings. Oddly enough, I'll also make sure to turn down any inappropriate music if I see kids around. Hate to point out the obvious, but if you are hard of hearing and you are blasting the music really loudly, you're jeopardizing what hearing you have left by the overexposure or developing/worsening tinnitus. People with hearing loss have to find that balance. It can become a bit of a snowball situation. Your question is loaded, so you're not going to get honest answers. With an unbiased wording of your question, people will be more likely to answer honestly. Because duck you, that's why. Who hurt you? Is there some other way to listen to Bohemian Rhapsody? Cause that's how you're meant to listen to AC/DC, or Kiss, or basically any hard rock/metal. Lol, I thought Reddit skewed young, but y'all sound like a bunch of boomers. They sound like the bad guys from Footloose. You sound like a boring person. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's ducking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.